Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be giving an update on NOVN. There is as well some latest news, so I'll cover that at the very end. If you would like to watch my full DD on this one, you'll find it in the description below, but watch the technical analysis here first to determine what the next movement for this stock is. Make sure to share, subscribe, and like this video to help me grow. Now going on to technical analysis, you get to see on the 1 month, 1 day here that we did get a little bit off a pull down. Now, I did mention that a bit of in my last video, there's a warning sign. When volume does decrease, that can actually bring the stock value down. But I wouldn't say that that's the major reason why the stock has pulled back. Average directional index sits at a 52.75, which is a little bit too high and more of a warning sign in most cases. Going on to around 1% R, this is a little bit of a good news. It's sitting in right now at a neutral, a little bit closer to the not overbought situation here, so it's a little bit closer to the oversold. Momentum, you get to see here the stock has the same exact momentum as yesterday. You don't get to see that quite often. Volume has decreased from the day before, almost 1/3 over there. Unbalanced volume seems to have also decreased somewhere in around 60 million shares or so. The stock price is under the 200 SMA, which is a bearish sign, but above the 50 SMA, so that kind of cancels out in my books. 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, so all good. Going on to around 1 hour intervals here in order to determine the next movement. You get to see here on the MACD that it has seen quite of a negative day, and I did say it has the chance of reversing sometime in the morning, but it actually did not, and it continued going negative. That could be a little bit of an indication because of the red day we had today. And that could be a little bit of a damage that kind of progressed forward. So it's still on the verge of really going on in towards a reversal. And what you want to see is that MACD, whether it contains sloppy or does go positive. If it does go positive, then your reversal might be actually confirmed. Looking somewhere very closer to this range here. 1% R puts it a bit more around neutral. Average directional index shows that this red movement towards downwards has really it's going to be sloppy. It's not going to be any strength, but it seems that the trend of the green movement has been broken based on the average directional index alone. Momentum here seems to be very little momentum compared to what it had previously, but a lot more momentum than what it had yesterday. Going on towards moving averages, you get to see the stock price is under the 50 SMA and above the 200 SMA. It kind of cancels out. 30 SMA is above the 10 SMA, and that's a bearish sign. It did kind of hit that yesterday evening, but the stock price is actually following the VWAP. Now, that's not good news nor bad news. It's just an observation. Moving on towards the moving averages here with the band. One here is CN. Let me just get the band a little bit closer. You get to see that the stock price is way above that. The band sits at 0.65 on the top and 0.54 currently on the bottom. So there's a little bit of a shortfall if that happens down. Now going on towards trend lines, and let's see if it actually broke this trend line. It has not broken this exact trend line. Let's try to look for another one here. Nope, it has. Okay, and it seems it has broken this one here, even though I crossed a little in terms of the bottoms, but it's still, I wouldn't say it still has broken it, so that's fine. But as you can see, the massive jump that it has caused, that trend seems to have broken. What you can see here, it could be an upside down cup. Not sure with a handle, since it's still a little bit sloppy here and there, but we can get to see a little bit of an upside down cup or inverted cup, so that might be a little bit of a bearish sign. Let's try to find where the supports are sitting currently, and you get to see here that it is sitting at a support of 0.79 and Fibonacci retracements. The next one over would be around 0.65 traditionally. Above that would be 0.67 in terms of the support, and then another one which I would consider more of a pivot point rather than a support is around 0.73. A resistance currently sitting at 0.82, following that at 0.86, and following that around 0.88 to 0.90. Above that, there's not much resistance. It can really go on to all the way, say somewhere around above $1. The shortfall here, it could somehow, let's say if it tanks, the next bottom support is 0.65, 0.6, and then 0.57, and then let's say somewhere around 0.54. The lowest is 0.43, and there is a couple other supports there. Now going on to latest news. So one of the latest news here is that they're going to be hosting their annual meeting of stockholders, and that is happening somewhere here 15 minutes prior on July 28th. So that's happening on July 28th at 9:30 ET, Eastern Standard Time. So that's happening in a little bit later on the end of the month. So you can expect it to run a little. Now, in terms of signing up on there, so this is the link. You can actually reach it out on the company's website as well. Not going to go through that. What is going to be discussed? It's going to be considering, basically, it's probably going to be COVID-19 related, and they're probably about nitric oxide, so they're definitely going to be mentioning something about that. So I expect it to perhaps jump quite a little. That might be a bit of good news there. Going on towards checking if there's any new insider buyings or any kind of interest in terms of this, in terms of institutional buyers. And we're checking here. Last time I checked, I did not see much action, but you get to see that this kind of trend is the same. Last of bought is actually around the 21st, and they did increase their shares by 660. No insider buys that are actually checked around 10 minutes or so ago. Last one was on the 3rd of this, was way ago, I think, 4 months ago. So that's quite a bit. Thank you very much. What do you think about this stock? Make sure you mention it down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. And by the way, just for my opinion for this stock, I would consider waiting a little to see if it does hold that support before perhaps buying in or averaging down. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.